Hello everyone, welcome to Tika Training. I'm Richard and today's canned workouts for the 15th of April 2020. So whether you're in lockdown or you're actually in the garden or wherever, we can work out together. Today, whilst the stream's trying to get together and start trying to let's get the oomph in, I have changed some of the settings on the video so that it might be a bit smaller, a bit more blurred, and I'm at 38% drop rate, which is better than it was before. We are having internet problems at the moment. My wife's had problems going through Zoom, so we just have to bear with it. I'm sorry about that. Okay, so today what I want to talk about first off is fitness. What is fitness? Fitness is basically anything, it's a very arbitrary subject. Is it being able to go up to the top of Everest with just a grip? Is it the ability to actually lift a car above your head? Or is it just the ability to actually take that tin of beans from the top shelf without any pain? Well, it's dependent on you, but my perspective of fitness is the tin of beans. Everyday living. If you can do everyday living, you are fit. You're fit enough to do it, as long as you can do it without feeling out of breath, anything like that. So that's what fitness really is. It's what's significant to you, not to me, not to the bloke down the street or the woman actually on top of the mountain. It's significant to you. So this is what these classes are for, is to get fitness for everyday living, and that's what I tend to specialise in mostly. Right, from that, what I'm now going to go on to wrist strength. Okay, so something there's a lot of people have problems with. Your wrist goes back, it hurts just there. I have the same problem. So doing press-ups in certain positions, sometimes I can do it, sometimes I can't. The harder the floor, the more painful it is. So bending down like that, I can actually end up with lots of pain. So what you need to do, because all the pressure goes up through there because of the joint, it will actually impact on that bit there, okay, pushing the bones together, particularly just there. So what you do is bring your hand more straight. Now how do you do that? How do you do that for press-ups? One, you can do one of the harder press-ups. You can do fist press-ups, okay? So if you notice, nice long thing. When you actually punch in boxing or martial arts, they will never get you to punch like that because you'll break your wrist. It's a weaker position. Nice and straight, long, all the way along. So that knuckle has to be in line with that elbow and that joint. Okay, so you can put it down on the floor like this. Go down, press up. It is a bit more uncomfortable on the knuckles. You need a bit more padding, maybe a cushion underneath, a couple of socks balled up. Or you can go to a step. This is why we got the optional step in today. Okay? If you put the heel of your hands on the edge of it and you're careful, you can do the same action, and you've got, it's not perfectly straight, but it's more straight. One of the exercises we're going to do today is going to do a reverse plank. I find it a lot more comfortable doing it on one of these, or a proper step. The aerobic step, they're a bit more wider. You can actually get your hands on them better, and the heel of the hand sits better on it. As long as you're safe. Don't want you sliding off. Okay? So that's a little bit about wrist strength. And I hope everyone's alright today. I am. So today we're going to use dumbbells, the mat, and as usual, water. Okay, so as you can see on that side, we have dumbbells, water, mat, optional step for your wrist strength, and bands. If you want to use a band, you can do. We've got bicep curls in here, we've got reverse flies, we've got L raisers, We've got a pulsing prayer which you can put underneath your feet and press up. It's up to you, it's distinctly up to you, it's whatever you're trying to go for. Now, last night I made some new dumbbells. These are 2.2 kilos. Okay, they're quite a lot heavier than these. These are 900 grams. So about double the size. But what I did was I filled Ziploc bags with a handful of soil, squeezed all the air out, trapped it up, rolled it up, plopped it in. Did another one, plopped another one in. And then made sure they were even. You need to weigh them. And then covered completely in 8 axes. So you're going all over, there's not anything left of the actual crisp tube. I'm not going to mention the labels because they don't pay me. If they pay me, I'll mention them. So I'll be using those today just to show you that they can work. And also because the cardboard, if you drop them, won't break anything. Okay? So that's pretty good. I'm also going to be using in one exercise this weighted cushion. You don't have to, you can use dumbbells, right? Doesn't matter, I'm just trying to use a few different things just to show you. You can even use a water bottle as long as it doesn't leak. Right, so how is everyone? Excellent. Good morning all. I hope the stream's better. I have tried to optimise it, it's a bit smaller. If these keep having problems, what I'll do is I'll video on this camera and I'll live stream on my phone. So you won't get the surround, but I will actually upload that later. Now for the people who haven't been before, please get your doctor's advice before exercising. It's paramount because you might have comorbidities which might actually precluding you actually injuring yourself more. Or what you could do is on the top of my Facebook page, underneath the video if you're on YouTube, there is a link to what's called a PARQ, okay, Physical Activity Readiness Questionnaire. If you fill that out online on a PDF, you can message me with it and we'll discuss it and we'll see if you actually do need further consultations or a more qualified person, because everyone's not qualified for everything. I'm not qualified for cardiac rehab. So, as you notice as well for the people who are new here, along the bottom, from 1 to 10, there's something called an RPE scale with very funny faces. We're going for 5 and 6 with one little droplet of sweat to 2 droplets of sweat. Okay, so that's where we're aiming for. Okay, so I think what we should do is, my clock's down there today, I think we should get going. I think, yeah, you are about a minute behind me. We're not doing too bad, we've got 38% loss only. So it might stutter a little bit, it might not, but let's just get on with it, shall we? Right, and let's start marching on the spot. I have actually noticed last time, when I ended the stream, it ended abruptly for you as well, even though I was like 2 minutes ahead of you. So you lost a lot of your core, and it's definitely stretching. I'm really sorry about that. What I'm going to do is I'm going to put up the test card at the end of when I finish workout, and I will watch my stream until the end, and then I will stop it. Okay? So I'm really terribly sorry about that. It's all about personal customer services. That's the word I was looking for. So I'm going to do that for you. Excellent. Wider stance. It's going to be more of an upper body exercise today, but we still need to do marching on the spot to get the blood flowing nice and easily. Strange weather we're having at the moment, being cold, then hot, then cold, then hot. As long as it's dry. Got loads of work done. As you can probably tell, this changes daily. Excellent, we're going to go reach overs. That's it, nice straight line, get those hips out. I really hope everyone's having a good day today, or something planned, something to keep you active, keep the mental faculties going. Right, we're just going to do bicep curls. As you look more like rock and sock and robots. Get a little bit of bounce. That's it. Keep trying to look there for my clock, it's down there. Excellent, good. Right, we're going to go forward and out. Keep bobbing up and down, forward and out. Forward and out. Get those shoulders really nicely worked up. A lot of these will be pulsing exercises. The reason why I made those is yesterday I've been inundated with people working out with wine bottles. Please don't work out with glass. Okay? If you drop it, you're in problems. It's all about what we call duty of care. We have a duty of care to keep you safe. So if we give you something which hurts you, it's our fault, not yours. So that's why don't use glass. And always be careful, especially with the tins. I rounded off the actual tins to make sure they weren't sharp. Excellent, good. Right, let's bring our knee up and elbows down. Brilliant. This is almost like a full workout in itself. So the first exercise, you could use a band if you want, or you can use one object or two objects. A little bit of time left. Sorry, I got a frog in my throat this morning. That last coffee I had actually dried my vocal cords out, so I'll need to get some water. So keep on marching on the spot now. Brilliant. So what we can do, if you want, through this as well, through the exercises, march on the spot as well, if you can. So I'll be using the bigger ones. The hardest thing about making dumbbells is actually making sure that they're actually the same weight, within a couple of grams of each other. So the first one we're going to do, elbows in close, with a pulse up and down. So full range from the bottom to the top. So halfway down, well, 2/3 to 1/3. Okay, we'll be pulsing up and down. Right, so we'll be starting in 3, 2, 1, and let's go. So we're not going all the way up and down, we're just going in the middle. Keeping it nice and easy. So it's not as isometric, it's still actually working the muscles, but we're actually not alleviating them by going too far up or too far down, because that allows you to have a rest. If you had a band, put it under one foot, grab hold of both hands, and then you just up and down. 3, 2, 1. Brilliant. Right, we're going to go to pulsing bent over triceps. So with this, you can bend over like a tricep kickback, hands behind your back, and you're just going to pulse up and down, nice and straight. I find it easier with one big object. So I'm going to do it flat-handed, and I'm going to push up like that. Keep your tummy tight. If you've got bad shoulders, just go to tricep kickbacks, okay? So what we're doing is, the actual tricep is isometric, but because we're actually pulsing up and down, it's the tricep that has to move to actually make it go up and down, so it's not fully isometric. And 10 seconds left. 5,
3,
2, 1.
change.
Brilliant. What's the next one? Arnold Press. Right, so Arnold Schwarzenegger made this. It's start together with your elbows and your hands in front of your face, out to the side, not completely level, slightly forward, and then you press it up. Down and together. Out and up and down and together. And let's go. Out, up, down and together. Out, up, down and together. Out, up, down and together. Out, up, down together. At your own pace now. You might find that your arm will be a little bit shaky after doing the triceps. Doesn't matter, because we're actually using a little bit of the same muscles. So remember, in, up and down. Brilliant. Reverse flies, another one you can use with the band. Put it underneath both feet, and then you're pulling out to the side, using your pinkies facing upwards. Okay, everyone else, dumbbells, bent over, back straight, and flies out. I'm going to go sideways because I don't want to risk smacking my fingers. Also, if you had glass, if you're doing reverse flies, a lot of people like to slam them together. With soil, it's fine. With glass, you'll end up in casualty. Also, what happens if you use a half a bottle of wine? Lack of stability. That's a different type of exercise. 3, 2, 1.
Change.
Excellent, good. We're going to do L raises. Not hell raises, but L raises. A side raise is out to the side, a forward raise is out to the front. So what we're going to do is going to go one hand forward, one hand side. One hand forward, one hand side. One hand forward, one hand side.
2, 1.
And
1.5.
there we go, let's start. Try and keep your shoulder blades down. Don't raise your shoulders up, because what's happening there is your traps are taking over from your shoulders. A lot of people who end up with impingement in the shoulder, normally on the C4 and C5, it tends to be because their traps are over engaging, creating the supraspinatus muscle to rub against the acromial bone. There you go. As my class goes tonight to know, I do tend to swear a lot in Latin.
Change.
Or it sounds like it. Anyway, right, so there we go, that was done that one. This next one, put them together, elbows together, and what you're going to do is push up and try and keep the elbows as close as possible. I'm going to use one item so I can keep my elbows almost
3,
together.
2, 1.
You might find that you can't get them together, especially the ladies with breasts. It's hard to get your elbows together, but just try and push up and down. So we're just pulsing up and down. So we're not at the bottom, we're not at the top, we're halfway. We're going to pulse up and down just there. Should feel it in the side of your shoulder just there. So it's basically just going in front of your eyes. So nose to brow. Down to the nose, up to the brow. So we're pulsing away. Do, 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 do.
3, 2, 1.
Brilliant.
Change.
Last exercise. I think exercise 7, yeah. What we're going to do is bent over front raise. So what we're going to do is going to bend over again, bottom back out sideways, look diagonally in front of you, and bring your arms up and then down.
1.7.
Up and down. Go as far as you can. People with who lack shoulder mobility might not be able to get all the way up, they might only be able to get there. Doesn't matter, try what you can. The The shoulder joints and the hip joints are all different in everybody. Someone who can get themselves really far back, the next person stood in the line might not be able to get the shoulder up very much at all. It's where the bones actually start connecting. And in between that you've got the connective tissues which actually bunch up.
3,
2,
2,
1.
water break.
Excellent, water break time. So as I was saying, that some people can get the shoulders quite far back. I can't get it back as far as some people because it all bunches up and I could feel it compressing. Now, if you stretch a bit more, you might be able to get a little bit more backwards, but again, it's all about the joint. If you don't have more mobility in the joint, you don't have mobility in the joint. Simple as that, I'm sorry. But everyone should have at least a little bit of play, so hips, shoulders. Don't mind about clicks. Clicks happen a lot, it's just maybe a spur, just connecting with each other as long as it's not painful. If there's no pain, or if it's just a click, or it could be just an air bubble inside the synovial capsule, just in there between the joint. It can just be that, it's quite common. As I said, as long as it isn't painful. If it's painful, stop it. Right, we're ready to start again. In 7 seconds. Oh, I'm in front of my chat. And let's go. So remember, it's pulsing bicep curls, so we're not going all the way down and all the way up, we're staying in the mid-range. To get stability for joints, mid-range exercises are brilliant for doing mid-range lunges, are brilliant for knee stability because you're constantly keeping it under pressure, you're constantly trying to get it to work, and the muscles that need to develop have to develop. But if you go all the way down, your arm rests there and rests at the top.
3, 2, 1, change.
Excellent, pulsing bent over triceps. I've got to think of a better name for this. So again, I'm going to use this, but if you've got bad shoulders, go back to the tricep kickbacks, or you can just put the dumbbells together and then just push up.
3, 2.
It's a straight arm we want. Don't hyperextend the back, so don't round your back. So look at the floor. If I'm standing here, I'm looking at the end of the mat, to the other side. Okay? So if I look down, you see it rounds the neck. And don't look up either, because that rounds the neck the other way, and that's even worse. Just think that if you had a spasm in your neck when you stood up looking forward and you bent over, that's where you should be looking.
3, 2, 1.
And change. So if I'm stood up, I'm there, and I bend over, but my head doesn't move. Okay, so you know exactly where to point to. That keeps you nice, back nice and a little bit straighter. Arnold Press.
3, 2, 1.
Wow,
Exercise
teaching points galore today. So, out, up, down, together. Out, up, down, together. So this way, what you're doing is you're working the shoulder in two of the actual main ways it wants to work. So you've got flexion, extension. Brilliant. I've also figured out that this new program I've got, I can actually control it by my phone.
3, 2, 1. Change.
And down. So I can change things around. Like, oh no, that's not working. I'll do it later. Anyway, so reverse flies. So this time I'll use a band to show the people who want to use bands how to do it.
3, 2, 1.
I tend to step over and you go out to the sides. Try not to go back. if you go back, you're working more the triceps than the back of the shoulders. So we're trying to go out to the side. Concentrate on trying to pull your elbows up. "15 seconds. Remember to keep your tummy really nice and tight throughout this so your back is nice and stable.
3,
2,
2,
1.
change.
Excellent. I'm going back to the dumbbells now for the L raises. Rest time, it's time for a dance.
3, 2,
L raises, so one to the front, one to the side.
exercise 2.
Now let's go. So I think we've got another 3 weeks of lockdown at least. So at least by then I'll have a chance to perfect this and then we'll go back to normal. So you can see my body, my torso is quite still. I'm not swinging, I'm not changing direction, I'm not actually going diagonally.
3, 2,
I'm actually looking forward at each time.
change.
Excellent, good. We've got pulsing press. So this time I'll try it with the dumbbells, same as you. So I'm going to hold it as stable as possible. You can hold it like that if you want, but I find that might actually impact your nose. Definitely, worst case scenario, knock off my hat.
Exercise
So you're going to push
2.6.
up, just in front of your eyes. I'll come closer so you can see. Peekaboo. So what we're doing also, we're activating your chest at the same time. I'll turn this way so you can actually hear me. So you're activating your chest at the same time because your actually elbows coming in. I'm sorry for you ladies who have got a slightly heavier set at the front. But this actually was given by a very heavy set lady as well, so it should be able to be done.
3, 2, 1, change.
And down. So bent over front raises. So again we're going to bottom out to the side, out to the side, out to the back, tummy tight, looking down at that floor down in front of you, raising up
3,
and then down.
2, 1, exercise 2.7.
Problem with this one is centre of gravity. Because you're going out, you want to rock. Try not to rock like this, because you actually put strain into your knees. Try and do it a little bit more deliberate. Raise up nice and slowly so your body has a chance to compensate. So your bottom should really go back. When you go forward, your bottom should go back, you should go forward. Not rocking on your heels. But you see, my bottom's going backwards a little bit, then forward. Well, actually, you probably can't see because you're probably doing it.
1, water break.
Water break time. Then one more time round and then into the core. I must apologise for the core. It's full plank there. So people with high blood pressure or problems with the spine or anything like that, there are different ways of doing this. I would actually keep moving ever so slightly. With a plank, if you've got, you don't want to keep it stable, your muscles stop because it raises blood pressure, you can always move your bottom up and down ever so slightly, like a pulse, like that, to keep it moving. Side to side a little bit. Side to side is a lot harder because your spine isn't as stable. You could even do shoulder taps because that keeps the blood flowing because it forces it to actually flow around your body faster, so it reduces your blood pressure. Right, so bicep pulsing curls in 20 seconds. A lot of information today. I must have actually swallowed a dictionary. But my daughter and I are enjoying doing sign language, if you want to. Sign up for british./sign.co.uk
Exercise 3.1.
and pulsing bicep curls, and you can pay as little as £3 for a £25 course. And it's pretty decent as well. We're doing pretty well. The problem with me as well is dyslexia. I find it hard to actually read other people, where I'm pretty proficient now with the finger spelling, but it's a good thing to learn. Something I've always wanted to learn, because I'd love to be able to bring deaf people into classes. A lot of deaf people find it's a barrier to exercise because they can't hear the music or the beat, but if you can tell them, it helps. And rest, or if you have flashing lights. Pulsing bent over triceps. So again, I'm going to go back to the one cushion to rule them all.
3, 2.
So I'm going to balance it on my hand
Exercise 3.
and push up. Try not to let it rest on your bottom when you go down. If you find this hard, you could always perch on a chair and make sure that your heels are forward. Still the same. All it does is it takes your abdominals out of the equation because you sat down. But remember, heels in front of your knees. So you can even stand upright if you want to do it that way, but it does put a lot of pressure on the upper back and the lower back.
Change.
It's all about being safe. What do you feel safe doing? Right, Arnold Press. I'm looking forward. I did say on Monday that we'll be using a stick today. We're not. We're going to use it on Friday.
Exercise
And Arnold Press.
3.3.
So out, up, down, and together. Yes. So Friday is going to be stick day because the other night Eleanor and I had a bit of dance, and I got the stick. We did a few dances together, and I thought, oh, it'd be better just having it on Freak Out Friday, where we can have a dance together. It's almost like having a very thin partner. Brilliant. 7 seconds left.
3,
2, 1.
change.
Excellent. Reverse flies. Hope your shoulders are all right. Your biceps and triceps are nicely worked up. So remember, we're going to bend over again. Seems to be a position that I can't favour this. Just sticking your bottom back. Maybe I have a thing about sticking my bottom backwards. Right. So we do reverse flies. Remember, try and keep those shoulders down, shoulder blades down, and try and get them to pinch together. Think about someone's actually got string attached to your elbows, and they're above you, and they're actually pulling it up. They're not pulling your hands up. They're pulling your elbows up. That's why a lot of people, when they have to carry a lot of weight, they'll tend to go like that. But really, they should try and keep their arms out. Because that's about a quarter of the weight, really. So the straighter your arms are, the better it is.
1, change.
Brilliant. Excellent, doing well. L raises. 2, 1. Right, sorry, just watching see how far I'm behind. Not that far behind. And I'm down to 34% loss, which is brilliant. So L raises, one to the front, one to the side. Excellent. Just as a question, put a comment in below if you actually think about this, but would you like these exercises put onto like an A4 sheet or a couple of A4 sheets with some of the screen captures of the session to show you how to do it, so you can print them off yourself? It's up to you, and let's change. So we've got pulsing prayer. I'm going to go back to the cushion. One thing I was just thinking of was basically, just in case the internet does go out, you might want a resource there to do your own, and you could do it. I could do it in reps.
Exercise 3.6.
So again, prayer, remember, between the eyes and the forehead. So I can do it in time, or we could do it in reps. I can give you both options. It's quite simple to do. Give me a bit of time to actually get it together, but I think it'd be a good resource to actually go hand in hand with the videos. So whatever you think, give me a shout. I find these are the hardest ones. How would you feel it? Hard? Good.
3.
Nice workout. 2, 1. Brilliant. Last exercise. Bent over front raises. So you could even use something like this to do front raises. But I quite like front raises using independent weights, because if you use one weight together, you tend to dominate on one side, and that pushes up and the other one just assists. So let's go. So when you've got two weights like this, they've both got to work, and also if one isn't working, if you are noticing, you can just see that one's slightly behind the other. Then you know that basically you need to try and concentrate more on the one which is behind to force that one up first, to get that stronger. A lot of things I work with is about muscular imbalance.
3, 2, 1.
And water break, and then we're going to do the core. So muscular imbalance, everyone has it. Whichever dominant side you are, you tend to be stronger on that side. It's not always true, it's most commonly true. So, quick water break. So if I know that if this hand goes up faster than this hand, then this hand is weaker. Why does that really matter? Well, you'll always dominate with the stronger hand, so you'll always carry stuff with that hand whilst this one lags behind. So this one's getting stronger and this one isn't. So if you know which one's your weaker one, especially if you're carrying shopping, swap the heavier shopping round. So you've got lighter in your stronger hand and heavier in your weaker hand, and try and adjust your daily living to actually accommodate for that. Because everyone also steps off on the same foot. That's your stronger leg. Try and step off on the other foot. Notice next time you go up the stairs, which foot do you start off with? That'll be your strongest foot. Right, so I'm going to change this now to a stopwatch, and we're going to do some planks. Oh, I should have put a stopwatch on the thing. Oh dear. Right. So this is the plank. If you want to do a high plank, you can do a high plank. So in the press up position, hands underneath your shoulder blades, underneath your shoulders. So you don't want it like that, you don't want it like that. You want it there. If you do low one, make sure your arms are parallel, hands can be flat, but that actually changes the slight configuration of your shoulder. I tend to go like that with the fists out to the side, and when I start struggling, then I flatten it. Don't curl your head under, otherwise you put pressure on your spine there. Keep it nice and level. Okay? Try and keep your torso, your heels, your knees, your bum, and your shoulders all in one long line. So if you put this on your back, it should sit perfect. It won't. It'll just sit in the crevice of your bottom. So, right, we're going to try for 45 seconds. So if you want to get down ready, if you don't want to get down on the floor, you can always do it on a chair and try and hold it. Really keep that tummy in tight. Okay, let's get down and let's get ready. We're going to start in 3, 2, 1, and go. This is the boring part. Unfortunately, I can't really look at you because if I do like that, it twists my spine. So we've got 10 seconds gone. Harder version is you can do it one-legged. Do that for 10 seconds, That's 20 seconds gone. And then you do it with the other leg. But you don't have to. That's 30 seconds, 15 seconds left. Five, 3, 2, 1, and a quick rest. Excellent. Right, we're going to go into a side plank with a leg raise. Now, for people who want to, I'll give you several options. I tend to favour going down on the hand again, nicely going forward, straight forward, so it's perpendicular with your body. You pull yourself up. I sometimes put my hand in front, and then what we're going to do is we'll lift our leg up. Try not to twist. If you don't want to lift your leg up, that's fine, just hold it. But I find it circulates the blood better. For people who don't find that really difficult, just pulse up and down, especially with high blood pressure. Again, try not to round the bottom. We're going to do this for 30 seconds, and then we're going to do the other side. So we'll immediately spin over. So I'll put that in front of me so I can see it. And we'll start in 3, 2, 1, and go. Ten seconds gone. I will change us over at 25 seconds, so it gives us time to actually get into the position. 20 seconds, 5 seconds left. 3, 2, 1, and change. Right, ready? Got 5 seconds to start again. And let's go. See, I find balance better on this side. You don't have to go up high with that leg. You don't have to move it at all, you can just stay like that. And 10 seconds left. Though I must admit, I'm finding this hip a lot weaker. 3, 2, 1. Oh, I'm down. It's a bit hard those, aren't they? So this is where we're going to do a reverse plank. So if you want to use the stool, if you've got bad wrists, you can do. Turn it diagonally slightly for a bit of a wider base. But I'm going to do it on the floor. What I tend to do is, a lot of people, they'll go with the hands straight forward. That's fine if you've got very good hand mobility. I tend to spin my hand slightly outwards and face more the back. Because what that does as well is it forces the shoulders back, so you're not rounding forward, you're actually pushing your chest out. We'll do this for 45 seconds, and if you want, you can add a leg lift, alternate leg lifts, which will work your hamstrings. It's a lot harder. And let's go. So you can go up, or you could even pulse it for 3, 1, 2, 3, and swap over. It's up to you. We will only be doing this one and then we'll stop. Won't do any more. Because you can tell after a while it starts to pull on the back of your shoulder, on the front of your shoulders. But we're almost there. Five seconds left. Doing well. It is hard, especially how you can't keep completely level, especially doing the leg lifts. And rest. Excellent, good. Since we're down on the floor, we may as well do the stretches from down here. I can just see in the camera, I'm doing the side plank with the leg lift, so you'd be really complaining now. Right, so we'll only do some quick leg stretches, not too much, because we haven't really done any legs today. More upper body. Three, 2, 1, pull it in tight. 1, change legs. And pull it in. I hope everyone's had a good workout today. I've enjoyed it. Except that last bit. No one likes planks. Well, some people do. I don't mind them. And let's stand up. Nice and easy and slowly. Let's get up. Looks like I'm going to sleep on the feet. Right. So what we're going to do is we're going to bring our arm across and look in the opposite direction. So whichever hand, where this hand's pointing, look in that direction. Two, one, and change arms. Remember, you point in that direction, you look in the other. Why do we do that? It stretches some more of your shoulder muscle and a few of your back muscles as well at the same time. Gives it a little bit more intensity. But try and get your arm nice and straight. Try not to curl it as much. Three, two, one. And we're going to go into a tricep stretch. So we're going to put our hand behind our head. If you can only get up to there, that's fine. But try and get it in the valley between the shoulder blades. Get hold of the elbow. Make sure it's behind the head. And a little pull. Remember, stretches should only be discomfort, not painful. So unfortunately, you can see with this stretch, your head does go slightly forward. Try and retard it a little bit. Three, two, one. Slowly come out of this and up to the other side. Wow, I'm not far behind actually. Looks like these new settings are a lot better because you're not that far behind me now. Must be about 15 seconds. 3, 2, 1, and down. So what we're going to do now is we're going to do some wrist stretch, some forearm and bicep stretches. So what we're going to do is we're going to get our hands, okay? We're going to put them on the edge of the table, and then we're just going to step away slightly and bob down and back. So it's like a bit of a squat, and what we're doing is we're just stretching the forearms, and because we're twisting the arms around, because the bicep isn't only about flexion, it's about twisting. We're actually stretching the biceps as well. Again, if you have problems with your hands, with your wrists, you can always put your hands that way and really try and force it forward, but for this one you need to try and get your elbows almost together, which isn't great because you're actually hyper-locking out your arm, and we don't want to do that. So we're going to do this for another 3 seconds. 2, 1, and shake that off. Today what we're going to do as well, there's been a lot of shoulder work, so let's do some neck stretches. So what we're going to do is we're going to stand up nice and straight, head looking forward, place your chin on your chest, hand on the back of your head, and then ever so slightly push forward until you can feel a little bit of pulling just all over that section just there. You might even feel it further down. If you feel it more on one side, that's because it's tighter. Whenever you come out of these stretches, do not come out of them fast, nice and slowly. 3, 2, 1, and out, and up. As I keep saying to people, if you come out of stretches too fast, it's like an elastic band being too tight. If you let go of it fast, it'll go shooting across the room. You don't want that to happen to your head. Literally, you don't want it to happen to your head. So what we're going to do now is we're going to look to one side and look down into that pocket. The hand though you're looking at is going to come up behind your head and pull ever so slightly on your head coming down. And that's going to activate the traps just there, nicely stretching that. The hand that you cannot see, I want you to try and slide down your thigh as far as you possibly can, and you'll feel the stretch intensify. Okay, if you have problems with this and it's a little bit painful, relieve the actual thigh, hand going down the thigh a little bit, and it might be because you are ultra tight there or you've got some kind of impingement. But this is one of the stretches which physios tend to use for relieving impingement, because it opens up the discs. And let's relax back. It opens up the disc like that, and the jelly, which is actually bulging out, can actually get sucked back in. Not all the time. That's why you do stretches quite often. So what we'll do is now we're going to look on the other side, look down into that pocket. This hand comes up, top of the head, pull ever so slightly, hand on the thigh, and try and get down to that knee. You won't get down to the knee. If you are, you're a gibbon. That isn't any kind of insult, it's just because you probably are a gibbon as an animal, because they've got very long arms. Did I get out of that one nicely? So, because this is the second one, this is probably the tighter side. So do you end up looking in this direction a lot? With me being left-handed, my head now is facing down the left, which is the red sock, the pink sock. Because I'm left-handed, I tend to look this way, so this trap is more engaged than ever before, the other one. So it's always tighter. So I'm going to hold this one for a little bit longer, because you're probably on the same painful one, but maybe on the other side. As I've always said as well, whenever you always stretch the most flexible side first, and the one you should do last is always the tighter, because your body instinctively knows it doesn't want to stretch it. And nicely up and to the front. Roll the shoulders off a little bit, forward and backwards. Now what we're going to do is we're going to look up, get our fingers, 2 fingers underneath your chin. I'll come forward a little bit and push up. All we're doing is stretching the front, sternocleidomastoid. It's also stretching the top of your chest. I'm going to do as she says. Shut up and sit down. 3, 2, 1, and down. Excellent. Last stretch. Cup your hands, turn them over, press up. So stretching the back. This is a good one to do after your neck stretches. Whenever you do stretches, always work in one direction. So if you start at the feet, you work the feet and then work upwards. If you start at the top, work downwards. But I prefer to work from the feet upwards, because that's the way, well, basically I can get the blood back to my heart faster. And release. And thank you very much indeed for coming or watching. I hope you've all enjoyed it. So any kind of comments, please put in the comments below. I'm glad it's working better than expected. So, how did you think of this stream? Did you think it was better than last time, worse than last time? Should we go back to using the phone, and I will record these separately on my PC? And I can do that even at a lot higher resolution. It's distinctly up to you. Do you want me to do these workout pamphlets? I can do it. Might take a while, but basically we've got all the time in the world at the moment. Well, thank you very much all for coming. I'm now going to swap over to the test card. Let's see if I can do it with this. That wasn't it. There we go. I'm going to put it on mute. And I'll just follow it now until the end. Thank you very much for coming. Take care all.